week. You know what? I'm going to stop calling it week. I need to change all of my things to episode. Now, episode 32 of Skulls and Shackles. And I said I was going to do it last time, and apparently I didn't do it. So now I'm definitely doing it. Marcus, a.k.a. Sid Alpha, a.k.a. Rich, has now been officially added to the cast list on the description of the stupid videos. So that's... I said I did it because I thought I did it, but apparently I have like a lot of stuff on my notes document. You may have seen it a few times when I accidentally switched to that screen, and so I have multiple copies of it, and I just updated the wrong copy. Anyway, that's me. I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4. We'll come back to me in a second. Craig, I heard you've also been playing Fallout 4. How is that?
Man, I have spent my entire weekend sitting in front of the screen, rocking some Fallout, but I did take a break, and it is absolutely awesome. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Super, super game. If anything, it is actually better than the previous ones, which you always hope for and you don't always get, you know?
Indeed.
Ton of fun.
And we have completely different ways of playing. I want to be clear on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to keep things very simple, very straightforward until everything goes.
I have so many settlements. I can't. I'm so busy trying to keep my settlements happy that, like, every time I turn around, I get a radio call that's like, General, we need some help. And I'm like, oh, God, I'm trying to shoot some super mutants right now. They're like, General, come on. There's like 4 raiders down here. And I'm like, come on. I have more machine gun turrets set up than there are raiders. Deal with it.
Yeah, I have 5 people and 6 machine gun turrets.
What the shit?
In my entire
Yeah, no wonder you're never going to attack. That's way more than you need.
I don't get attacked. There you go.
You need to set up a missile
my
turret.
other settlement has 2 occupants, and I think it has 9 defense, so nobody cares.
Let me give you a pro tip here. You build a really tall tower, and you set up 1 missile turret on top of it with a generator on a small platform so that it can shoot down on everybody. Because all the turrets, if you're actually attacked, they do line of sight. And so it's really hard for you to cover 360. With just 1 missile turret...
How do you get it on top of the tower?
Oh, you build staircases. You build a staircase, then you build a platform, then another staircase and platform, and then you just have, like... one thing up there.
I'm gonna have to do that.
That's
sounds like Minecraft all of a sudden.
It's like Minecraft, but with rocket launchers.
Utterly silly, but I'm gonna have to do it. So
it's beautiful.
But yeah, I've done almost nothing with my settlements. I saved up all my resources and did piddly missions until I got to where I could build me some ridiculous guns. Yeah, and I finally got me a silenced 45 caliber sniper rifle with 0 recoil and a pistol with a ring sight, 0 recoil, and now I'm just blowing stuff up, so it's pretty awesome.
My stream knows that my #1 gun is Old Woundy, the greatest 10mm pistol ever created. They're gonna patch it. There's no way it's an automatic pistol that's better than a rocket launcher. There's no way they're not gonna patch that. They're probably just going to keep the bleed from stacking. Yeah.
I may have to go find that.
Oh, it drops from legendaries. It's the wounding property.
Oh, okay. Well, I got a pipe that does a crap load of radiation damage on every hit, and I got a knife that does stacking double damage on every backstab attack or every melee attack or something like that.
I saw someone with that. Yeah.
They're pretty silly. Haven't used either one of them yet because I don't do melee. But
the Old Woundy is.
If I'm in melee, I'm doing something wrong already.
So yeah, here's how good the wounding pistol is with regular raiders. Now I literally just fire 1 shot at them. The bullet hits, and then the wound damage kills them slowly as I keep walking away. It's like cool guys not looking at explosions, but the explosions are people bleeding.
That sounds like my, I hate to say it, my WoW character. I started playing with WoW with some friends. He's a warlock, and he just goes, dot, and just walks off, and they die.
Yeah,
It sounds like Warlocks back in the day when I played. That's
I
my favorite
literally
thing,
can't keep
especially
enough
PvP.
ammo.
I love playing PvP with Warlocks. It's like dot dot, and you're trying to chase me down. I just keep bouncing around. They're dying. It's like never gonna catch me.
All right,
Nah,
Jake.
I never play PvP at all. So anyway, that's it.
Got
People always
anything else
challenge
cool
me.
going on? No, we're good.
Huh?
Got anything
No,
else
people.
cool going on?
No, we had everybody was out of the house this weekend, so we had a nice quiet weekend, and I think that's about it. Pretty much, Fallout 4 has devoured my life. Oh, we started talking about the new Bond.
Yeah, we did. Spectre.
Spectre. Terrible. Big steaming pile of poo. It is horrible. Yeah, I'll say it first.
Okay.
It
I haven't watched it.
You know, an action movie doesn't really need a lot of plot, but you at least need something that ties the action scenes logically to each other. So you have some excuse to go to another action scene. They're like, well, bobblehead. Oh, blah, blah, blah. What? Wait, what? You got to protect my daughter.
We'll
Okay,
come
so
back
I'll
to
drag
this
a
in a
bunch of
second.
bad guys to her and get her killed. Yeah, yeah, that's great. Yeah, okay. It was terrible. It's a big steaming pile of poo. So
We're gonna
So
come back
Michael
to this
Bay did Taken.
action movie discussion.
yeah,
Sid Alpha, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty good, actually. Little tired. I woke up way earlier than I thought I was going to this morning, and I could not get back to sleep to save my life. But while I was waiting for Fallout 4 to download today, because I had to wait to buy it later than everybody else, I've been blazing through the story mode on Legacy of the Void, and that's been pretty good.
All right. Quick discussion. I don't want to derail us too much because we've done a lot of talking about video games. But is it just the missions are excellent, but the script writing is awful, right? I'm not the only person that believes that the script writers basically were just like, this is the last StarCraft 2. We're going to make billions of dollars on it. It's time to just cash it in and we'll have a monkey press buttons on a typewriter.
Yeah, the story, the actual storyline, it's leaving a lot to be desired. I'll give it that. All the new units and everything, and slightly updated graphics are pretty cool. I'm enjoying that quite a bit. But the actual sitting there listening to the dialogue, it's a little painful, to be honest. So aside for that, I've actually been watching the SanDisk Shoutcraft Invitational.
Oh, really? Yeah, how's that been going? Isn't Jesse Cox hosting that?
No, it's Total Biscuit.
Oh, yeah, that's who
I
it
mean,
is.
Total Biscuit. I know that guy.
Yeah.
And right now I'm watching Beyond versus TY, and holy crap. It was like, if nobody's really into esports, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but this is like watching...
Hearthstone.
It's like watching two heavyweight boxers just going at it and just doing both sides doing a phenomenal, amazing job, and the match just never ending. They're just constantly beating the crap out of each other.
See, I'm a filthy casual StarCraft player who can only ever achieve Masters level. I just wait for day 9 to start publishing strats, and then I just copy those strats and figure out how to apply them to photon cannon rushing. I think that mothership pylon rushing is definitely.
I don't know what that is, but that sounds like bullcrap, Arthur.
So photon cannon rushing is a
mega
strategy.
Cheese.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it sounds
they say
like
cheese. Anyway, photon cannon rushing is going all in for like a 2-minute victory where you set up a secret device inside the enemy base and start building base defenses inside their base. If it fails, you are completely exposed and easily destroyed. And if it succeeds, there's no counter.
Yeah, there's suddenly a base inside of your base. What are you going to do?
Like, darn.
It used to be impossible to do against Zerg players, but now that they have pylon rushing, now the game has changed. All right. What else is going on with you?
And also, I decided to start making good use of my green screen, so you guys might notice the cool little graphic there.
It's a skull with some shackles.
No, I did not make it myself. I cheated, and I went to Google, and I found it. But it's awesome, and I thought it would, kind of wave the flag for Skulls and Shackles a little bit.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've just been, just burning through Legacy of the Void, waiting for Fallout 4 to finish. So I'm going to be jumping straight into that as soon as we get done here so I can start checking out what everybody's been talking about all week long. And that's basically it. Been pretty quiet for me so far.
It was a disaster to have Fallout 4 and Legacy of the Void launch on the same day. For my channel, you can just look at the video list. I was like, all right, 4 hours of Fallout, 4 hours of Legacy of the Void. Yep. Why do I not use my green screen? Because I'm lazy as hell, friends.
He is.
I will be using it tomorrow night.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so Virgil went out to Point Reyes and took a bunch of pictures of, like, African-style stuff. So
Yeah.
Nice.
I will not just be wearing a zebra hat, ironically, like a hipster. A dumb hipster.
Going to my grandma's house, see if she can make me another
Oh
African
my
hat.
gosh. Listen, yeah, Dom, before we talk about that, we need to talk about Spears of the Dawn, our new Monday night show. Check it out on YouTube if you haven't watched it yet. Dom's outfit it blows my mind how much cosplay he put in this shit. Holy fuck. Dude, that outfit is extremely awesome.
Yeah.
It's so
Custom
good.
made.
Yeah. All right, Dom, how the hell have you been this week?
Aethercon, man. I finally had my dream of playing a Cobalt-based team. Because I can never convince other players, like, let's all be Cobalt, so all be one race. The only time we got that before was Halflings in 5th edition, and our GM welched on us. But yeah, it was pretty fun. The builds were somewhat decent, especially the Bard, which, usually Bard builds are horrible. But it was like, nice touch for making the Sorcerer sucky and making the Bard awesome. And yeah, just D&D. The special event was fun. We actually didn't have to fight the big nasty. We actually talked her down. And one of our players sacrificed himself to stay behind. And he got to see what happened when the meteor hit.
That's
And I was like, hey, he said, what was his name? Togo likes women. Togo protect women. Togo likes goats. Togo like music. It was just like, should one of us stay behind? Was my suggestion. It's like Togo jumps through the gate, and I'm like, no, Togo. So my character's best friend died.
That's terrible.
A tear came down my eye.
Anything else happening for you?
My Goblin Alchemist Wizard is doing well in the Emerald Spiral as a homebrew game. I'm the only one that haven't been knocked out yet because I'm like in the back saying, you know what? I'll stay back here. You guys go be meat shills.
You've already played Emerald Spire though, so I feel like you've definitely got a leg up, right?
Not really.
Okay. Right.
Well, our GM actually doing the random generated counter, and we actually doing the plot in the story.
Okay.
So it's actually pretty fun. Like, I ran right into a trap. No one was there because, I failed my perception check. So it's like, oh, crap.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Okay.
I'm having fun because I'm a goblin. Not many GMs let you play goblins and be crazy. Of course, my goblin is named Eeyore. He's like the opposite of the spectrum. Usually you're high energy when you're low charisma, but I'm more like, hey guys, what's going on? Flip my hair back.
I'm still raising my eyebrow at a very strange angle while tilting my head.
I told him I played it, and he was cool with it.
Okay. All right.
Plus Arthur, are you going to run that core?
That's not the problem. The problem is claiming credit for not dying in Emerald Spire when you've already played.
I didn't die the first time I played Emerald Spiral.
50 eyes.
I was a sorcerer thing in the back saying, hey guys, you go be my meat shield again. That seems to be my role, that wizard that sits in the back and casts spells.
Okay. Adam, how are you doing this week?
He's still shifting his eyes
Oh my
at me.
gosh. I'm doing great. I think I want to take some time to extend some appreciation to Mr. AP
Yo.
for hosting 30 plus, maybe, are we approaching 40?
We're at 32 tonight.
32. Sessions of Skulls and Shackles, because if you guys are not familiar with like the GM DMing aspect, there's a large percentage of burnout for guys that are like running, or girls running a session for years. And I just want to thank Arthur for like.
Well, thank you for this unexpected honor.
Yeah. I just wanted to appreciate you, because you know what? There's good games, there's bad games. There's people that are come and go, and you continue to put that support forward for running a game. And it's not as easy as it looks, especially when you're not like rolling natural d20s and you got to map out. You're interfacing with the maps on Roll20, and you're also sharing with the audience what is there in front of you as opposed to what's in front of players. And basically what I'm saying is it's not easy. It's like I was kind of learning a little bit, but it's like, I can't do this because there's a certain level.
You can't. You have to jump in like I did.
Yeah,
I'm on my year and a half.
It's actually a lot. It's easier than it seems.
It does.
Yeah.
You just have to run just safe. And sometimes when players are like, I want to do this cookie idea, I'm just like, you know what? Let's improvise. That's Adam, like the best moment.
I think probably more than anyone, you have been there to see my GM style change, because you were there from the beginning of Carrion Crown to up till now, and I think I run games quite differently than how I started.
You're very loose now, which I like.
You do, and I just want to let the audience know that it's like when you first get in, it's really hard. Like, it's really hard. You got
stop scaring people. It's easy as hell. Everyone will support you.
4 or 5 players.
People looking for you for questions.
Once you're done with a campaign or adventure or session, you're
next?
like, I learned something, and then people are like, let's do that again. And you're like, oh, I thought that was crappy. But people are like, no, I had fun. Let's do that again. I want to roll some d20s. I want to adventure, explore, diplomacy, whatever it is. So this is not like planned at all, but I just want to thank Arthur for running, a year and a half, maybe-ish, of Skulls and Shackles, because I tell you what, this adventure is not easy. You got pirates, you got high death rate, you got, extreme.
Oh, I can attest to that.
I know, definitely. I'm GMing this too, and I'm like, why am I murdering everybody? I don't want to, but she says she murders everybody. Don't run away. Why are you guys sacrificing yourselves?
It's a fun, difficult scenario that I'm having a lot of fun with, and I just want to let you guys know that it's not easy when you get into it, but keep chugging, because at the end of the day, it's like, wow, that was a really fun game.
Yeah, I can't lie. I cried myself to sleep Tuesday night because Arthur didn't run Jade Reason.
Oh, I love how I get the blame for that. Like, it's my fault people couldn't show. Yeah, I love that I get the blame for that. Yeah,
it is your fault.
It is. I just started crying. I was like, I don't get more Jade Reason.
I gotta set up the
for
next...
those 4 hours. You essentially control their lives. You should have exerted
you
more
made
time.
me conceive. You made me hate that cake.
It's probably more true in Pathfinder. They do have a lot more control than normal, because I've signed everybody else up to run an adventure path, and I don't think that's ever been more obvious than in Jade Region, where things are so strict and linear, and sometimes the writing is shit awful, but we have to chug through it just so we can get to the next part and
keep going. I want to see Empress Ameko. Y'all better make it happen.
Everyone dies.
So you get there.
Everyone dies.
Shillelagh, I always have a place for you.
I think we spent 2 episodes delving into a pile of shit, and I think we're finally going to reach the bottom of that pile.
Yeah,
and rise
God, that part was so bad. It was like, I feel bad for Arthur because he doesn't want to do this, but it's part of the story.
It's awful. The Prince Batsigar chapter of Book 4.
That was pretty hideous.
It's like, oh.
I'm a Jedi Fox. Woo. I'll admit I did embellish that a little bit, because I was like, okay, so she's trying to be a Jedi, but her stats don't quite match it. I could just change her class to Bard Dragon Disciple, which worked perfectly. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, you can make a Jedi in
It's easy.
Pathfinder.
You can make a
It's
Magus
horrible.
Jedi.
They're absolutely terrible because you have to multi-class the hell out of it. But it
No,
works.
just do Magus and do the Hex Blaze, and all the hexes are basically Jedi mind tricks. Like, a chant person as a Hex. These are not the droids you're looking for.
Sure,
Fly
but
Hex.
you still have to
you
have a
jump
brilliant energy sword.
Well, eventually, as a Magus, you can put it on your sword. It's just like you're just strobing around. Basically, when you charge it up with rune magic, it's energies on your sword. It's
The
basically
whole point of brilliant energy, though, is that it passes through all metals and only cuts flesh. So.
Well, as a Magus, you pretty much pass through all metal because you got shocking grasp.
Oh,
and
okay,
cut
right.
flash.
Of course. How did I not realize that? Back to
You
the
like-
point, Adam. How are you this week? And how about those Kansas City chefs, right? The chefs.
Oh, the chefs are great.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I looked again on that website, and I was like, no. The chef. I'm sorry, I forget the network. The mealsathome.com. I was like, I want to
Home Chef.
have a meal at home. My wife is trying to get pregnant. Like, I want to have a meal at home. And I looked again on the website. I was like, no. They're like, no, we do not deliver to your area.
I got the complete opposite from you, man. From Gray's Box. Gray's is an amazing company that sends you like 8 snacks for like $8 or something.
Mm-hmm.
They sent me a thing for wine, and I was like, holy shit, like $100 of free wine. Hell yeah. And then I was like, no, they don't deliver to Delaware or Southern New Jersey. I could just cross the river.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Speaking
man.
of food, I forgot to give you a diet update. I'm at 14 pounds.
Holy
My
shit,
net,
man.
my net gain loss for this year is 32 pounds right now. So
That's
it's like
rocking.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Holy cow, that's awesome, man.
I'm learning
Nice.
that I just
know-
avoid bread. I just have to eat brown rice and actually
People-
eat fruits all the time.
People joke about that stuff, and I'm like, no. Like, if you go on a serious diet, like long term, it's tough. Like short term, 2, 3, 4 weeks, whatever. But like when you go on that shit for like month
The second
plus,
week is hard.
yeah, it's hard. Like it's willpower. It's real stuff.
Because I want to eat me an apple pie like last week so bad, and I'm like, pie, cheesecake, and I'm like, okay, let me get some of this jam with this healthy bread, this grain bread. Well,
You're
not
coming
jam,
up on a bad
fruit
time for that,
preserve.
by the way.
Fruit preserve.
It's
There you
about
go.
to be like a whole month of going full ham.
Of
on
just
everything.
gorging, yeah.
Yep. Thanksgiving, right into New
I got past
Year's.
Halloween. I survived Halloween, which I was like, all this candy. And then like interns came by for National Pharmacy Day and just dropped off bags of candy, and I'm like,
That's monstrous.
I didn't know there was a National Pharmacy Day. Apparently, it's right before Halloween. It was like, here's some candy, and I'm like looking at the candy like, I gotta keep my diet.
Which brings me back to my original question. How are you doing this week, Adam?
Dancing.
It's been a great week. We're just we're happy to be in a lovely city in a place that we're really comfortable with. So it's hard to say that because of all the like world events going on, and I'm like trying to shelter myself from that stuff to keep it cool. But you know what? It's very peaceful here, and I'm happy about that.
Ooh. Yeah, man, that shit started last night. I started streaming for like 5 minutes, and then all that shit started happening. And I was like, well, I'm done. Watch the news for the rest of the night. It would be way too, and I say this smiling, but I was not smiling at the time. It'd be way too ironic if the world ended while playing Fallout 4. That would... I was like, oh shit, I hope that there's not like a dirty bomb, and then shit starts going crazy, and...
Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to get to, is basically it's like, things are really great, and then you realize things aren't great in certain cities, and when people are trying to like flee for their lives, it's freaking scary. Like,
Yeah.
I can't complain at all.
Nope.
Yeah, that's why when I got done today, I just went to my mom's house, brought her some food, and was like, Mom, I appreciate you.
Yep.
You love your mama. Pretty much everybody on every show you've been on knows that, man.
What? I was adopted. It's not often you get to meet your foster mom, your birth mom, and she's awesome like that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's like
That's
it's like
awesome.
we both like comic books. It's like it's so awesome that it worked out that way. It's like having like a older sister that you never had. Which I have an older sister, but she's more like hair and nails and stuff. And it's like this one's like, hey, you want to go out to a bar and then watch some Steven Universe afterwards? Hell yeah!
Universe. I need to catch up on
Cat.
that show.
Oh
Shit! It's a cat.
cat attack.
I'll tell you what. Here's my update for the week. This morning I was about to play some Fallout when my cat came up next to me and started making noises like humans make when they are gargling mouthwash. And I was like, my God, what is wrong with you? And so, I picked her up because I thought she was sick, and I was going out the door to, like, take her to the vets, and I was just like, what is wrong? Is she dying? And then I looked at her food bowl, and there was no food in it, and she kept making the noise while looking at it, and I was just like, I'm going to give you some food. She went full ham on that food. So, I don't know. Apparently she's trying a new call to mess with my brain.
Yeah, I can't
Seriously,
lie.
have you ever heard a cat that's just like...
No.
I was like,
That's
what
weird.
the heck?
Say no.
I can't lie. My mom's cat, Buffy, I haven't been here in a week, and she's like, give me love. Let me lick your armpit. And I'm like, what the? Why are you licking my armpit? Like, I'm petting her. She's like digging into my armpit. And I'm like, what the hell's going on?
That sounds
It's like, calm
dangerous,
down,
man.
cat. No, I had my hoodie on, so she didn't actually get to that part, but it was just like licking that part. I'm like, it's okay, cat. I love you. And then she started clawing my pants and then ran off because she was like
the
happy
paint clawing.
to see me. It's like, that hurts.
I'm glad my cat has grown up enough that she stopped destroying all of my outfits. It's hard to keep buying all black clothing all the time. It's like, yep, there go those black pants. Well, time to go buy a new one that don't have cat holes in them.
Yep.
I've been playing Fallout 4 and Legacy of the Void. I hate the storyline of Legacy of the Void. The missions are amazing. We launched a new show on Friday night on Henley's channel called Action Movie World RPG.
That was fun.
Yeah, Dom, you were there for that one.
It was fun.
You were playing a guy who was playing Terry Crews, who was playing a cop.
Named Muscles McGee.
There is so many meta levels to that game. You play as an actor who then plays as a character in a movie.
Oh.
And you see my character first scene just falls out of the plane like a brick and just lands on the ground. And this guy's like have a gun to the main character's head, and I just walk up to him and just beat him senselessly.
So it's not about winning or losing because the lead character of the movie always wins and the villain always loses. But it's how you get there. And everyone was like, I have an amazing gunfight where I leap over top of this barricade while doing a Max Payne style twisty thing and I shoot everybody. I was like, okay, roll for it. And he was like, I did it. And I take all the options to let me kill everyone around me.
Like one of my options, I was in the elevator. I did a bad one line. And all these guys are shooting at me, so I just jumped through the other side of the elevator.
Yeah, you punched through one side of the elevator, out the other, and went through a wall.
Wow.
It's that silly.
What are we? Oh, yeah. Next week we're doing a sci-fi movie where the villain is a bloodthirsty alien hunter. So I have to work up a storyline for that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a rock alien.
I tell you what, I kept trying to use already done franchises, and my fucking players won't let me. I tried to do StarCraft 2 and have it be a Protoss, and someone was like, I've never played StarCraft. And then I was like, okay, we'll be against Star Wars. And someone was like, I've never seen Star Wars. And I was like, okay,
What?
it'll be Warhammer 40K. And they were like, Deborah was like, what's Warhammer? And I was like, ah!
I know what
Where
works.
Then
have
I
you
was like,
been?
let's do Mass Effect. And someone was like, I've never played Mass Effect.
Wow.
It's so hard.
It was insanity. How... I was so mad.
Well, just tell them.
Are
it's
you
this
sure they're
simple.
gamers?
Protoss, you must construct additional pylons. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Spawn more Overlord.
But yeah, I think we better get to the game. 'Cause we're like 30 minutes.
Yeah, we're an hour and a half in.
An hour and a half in. What?
I mean, we're almost an hour in.
We're almost. Listen, no,
almost
we
an hour
started
of
way
your
late.
recording.
We are,
Sorry.
The broadcast has been up for 32
Yeah,
minutes. I want to
broadcast,
say
sorry.
there has been this week on 2 different channels, there was hour-long introductions. So we're way ahead of the clock on this
We're
one.
in good shape. All right.
We are, I guess.
We're far behind what we normally are, but we're way ahead of the clock.
Yeah, I
compared
forgot
to
we didn't
everyone
start
else.
the broadcast till 7. So
I need to level up tonight,
Get off of
guys.
that.
Let's do this.
I keep on hoping. Who remembers what happened last time?
Spider!
Spider almost killed me again.
And we're going to be sending into the cows. So much cows for that deal that we can't keep because we can't afford it.
Yeah, what do you need? Like 5,000 gold pieces worth of
no
cows every month?
Yeah,
we just
we're
need
gonna
to buy
do that.
all the cows in the shackles.
Yep.
And just
Yeah.
Everyone
Earliest, like-
is becoming a vegetarian, and
A
no one's
chain
eating
of
meat.
ships, just non-stop, one behind the other one. You could walk on them back to.
You could start a Triceratops breeding program, but that might take several generations to...
Yeah, I don't know how we're supposed to. How
It's like Captain
you gotta go.
Surge.
Wait, how were you living before? Because there were like 4 times as many of you as there are now.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
it's probably why there were only like 3 Triceratops left.
So, just to refresh the audience, we went back to the Jellish Fort area where the last remaining Cyclops lived, and we parlayed with them. They acknowledged that peace could be in our grasp if we basically supplied them with enough meat to supply the fort and their men. At first, we were like, sure, that sounds great. How much meat do you need? And they're like, oh, a couple Triceratops worth of meat will be good. And we're like, oh yeah, that'd be fantastic. We can definitely arrange that. After we left, we started doing the math, and we're like, oh, 1 Triceratops equals, is it 8 cows or 4 cows? 9?
1 Triceratops.
So we were like,
9.
oh, shit. I mean, we were like, 1 cow, 50 gold, 9 times a month. So 450 gold pieces worth of meat per month.
No, it's more than that.
It was 5,000.
Yeah, because
No,
we
it's-
needed like how many
We need
Triceratops?
12
Yes, we
Triceratops.
9 times 12.
Oh,
and
I'm
then
sorry.
12
There was
times
1
50.
Triceratops. There was 12?
Yeah, 12. They wanted 12. And then 9 times 12 to equal that many cows to her. Then 50 gold times that. It was just like
Oh my
5,000
gosh.
something
So,
gold.
like-
We're like, and I'm like, Captain, we can't afford this.
Yeah,
Just kill them.
So, like,
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. 'cause it's-
108
Cows. Yeah,
Cows.
108 cows.
times
50 gold
50 is
5,400.
5,000 gold a
Yeah.
month. Yeah,
5,400 gold
which
pieces
is
a
really
month,
unsustainable.
which if you pull up to a Texas Roadhouse or any type of steak restaurant and you're like, oh, by the way, I want a cow, it would cost you
Oh.
a lot more than what we're trying to bargain with these
Yeah,
50
Cyclops.
gold
so-
pieces is a lot. 1 silver
I-
piece is 1 dinner.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, 50 gold pieces is insane for a cow
A
to
gold
start off.
piece is supposed to be enough to feed and shelter a family for a week.
So in summary, I'm trying to say that we negotiated a bad deal
You
with
have
the
chosen
Cyclops.
poorly.
It was like,
we may have to revisit
yeah, no
that because-
problem. Oh, by the way, that's going to cost us so much money we can't afford it. And now we're contemplating whether to renege on the deal or to supply that deal. I
Actually,
think that's important to know for the audience. Like,
I want to
it
point
wasn't
out
like-
real quick.
oh, by the way, we owe you 2 Twizzlers and a 3. It's like, no, we owe you 50
lot.
grand.
The
Yeah.
audience
So-
wants you to poison the meat.
Yeah, kill the last Triceratops and poison the meat.
That's nice.
Well, I think we're just going to have to go back and talk to him
Negotiate
again.
again.
Aggressive negotiation.
Oh
Aggressive
my gosh.
negotiations.
Can we have a scene where Scourge is just like, I have altered the deal.
No.
Pray I don't alter
Alter
it
it
any
again.
further.
Yeah.
If he's Darth
Oh,
Vader, what's the
boy.
rest of us?
If
Oh
there
my
really
God.
aren't any Triceratops, they don't have any way to feed themselves anyway. Because I mean, I'm sure they eat a mountain of food. I don't know what they were going to do if we
Well,
hadn't shown up.
I mean, the funny thing is that, like, when
They
we
probably
were
wouldn't have went back
left,
into Honor Dark.
we almost died, like, at this Chelish Fort. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it was deadly. And so now we're going back and saying,
We're still
look,
in the
we
Chalice.
we can't supply this supply that you negotiated with us.
Yep.
They're gonna be like, it's not our problem. What it
I
is now.
want to remind you, I don't know if your characters would realize it or not, but they basically intended to die. If you remember, they had a prophecy that their whole society would probably be completely wiped out by Scourge and his crew. So when they were like, "Oh, we're gonna live," they might have just been like, "Well, we might as well get what we can out of this deal."
And we're gonna have to go back and talk to him later. So, all right. So, Fort.
So Scourge really is the chosen one.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, so what we learned is that like this fort is still haunted. It's still deadly. We did kill a big ass spider that was,
Remember, the destroyer could be Marcus. He keeps coming back.
Note to self: no more blinking with phase creatures.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to do that shit like out of character, and so.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
See, we try to be nice, but people like,
Painful
let's come over.
All right, so what do we have left to do inside of here now that we've killed the stupid spider?
You tell me.
We got to find...
You've actually not been inside the tower that's B-17.
No,
we
still need to explore that.
Level.
I think that's the only thing we got left. We finished all the other buildings, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That was it.
All right, well, let's... are we in good shape? Is everybody healed up? We're all...
Yeah.
I think I still had to deal with the. Oh, I don't have to deal with the delay poison yet, but that will hit
7 hours later.
Yeah.
Just make sure my cleric isn't tapped out, because we need that to her open spell list to save you. We like you, Marcus. You kill stuff.
Very good at killing things. Not so good at
tanking.
Getting hit.
Yeah.
That's what we have the captain for.
Hey, that's my job. Soak up the damage and hit something once in a while. All right, so let's move to the tower then if everybody's all as healed as we're going to get.
Oh my god, is that actually a pirate symbol?
What?
Wow, there's a pirate smiley face.
Yeah, the skulls thing.
I've never seen that before.
Nice.
So I don't do the text message a lot with the smiley faces. I prefer to just video call and just be like, smiley face. That's a callback to earlier with Hell's Harbor.
Hell's Harbor.
All right, Scourge. The door there is not open. No, wait. It is open. You left it open last time. It didn't need to close it behind itself because it just walked through the wall.
Yep.
So, inside, you are...
I was going to say, would it really have taken the time to actually close the door?
I would point out it was a relatively polite creature.
It was. Until we daylight... Oh, we still got a daylight spell going on in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hadn't been that long. You're right.
Okay, so you have carved staircases that rise to the upper and lower areas.
Do the upper first? Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody? Okay. Doesn't look like it matters left or right, so left is always right.
So you're going up or down?
Going up.
Okay. Grabbing your token. Go.
Oh.
Somebody move.
Swish.
I'm still alive.
It was Marcus. Everyone point at Marcus. All right.
I don't know which one it is. He went that way.
27.
The heck?
2 balconies open from the stairwells ascending to the roof. Inside is a vaulted room separating the balconies. A fist-sized chunk of rose quartz sits atop a silver pedestal here. The ceiling above the central chamber is capped with a similar chunk of rose quartz, but 100 times larger, towering another 20 feet above the central spire. 2 large statues of cyclopses stand at opposite ends of the balcony, overlooking the fort in the bay. So yeah, in that center area, there's just like a piece of quartz sitting there, pointing up to a gigantic piece of quartz hanging from the ceiling.
Look at the casters. See this crap magic?
Pet magic.
Let's see here.
Oh yeah, by the
Yes.
way, I put the stone with the daylight spell in my handy haversack just in case I need it again, just to be like, bloop.
Okay. Yes. This gemstone is magical. However, can you make a knowledge arcana roll?
Okay, what's my arcana? Oh, I have a button for this.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah. Marcus, you know everything there is to know about these things. This is a sending quartz. It has the ability to perform sendings with other quartzes from the same rock.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Unfortunately, and because your knowledge is so high, I'm going to let you roll history. Do you have knowledge history? I think you're muted.
I say I do not, but I can still make a roll for it.
Yeah. If you don't have history trained, the highest you can get on it is a 10.
Would a 23 help? Because I still got heroism going.
I didn't even get the 10.
Yeah, so maybe you say something about the history. I mean, you have vague recollections of these things being important to the Cyclops Empire at some point, maybe. It could have happened.
Yeah.
Could happen.
It was probably in those slabs that we haven't had time to read yet.
Aces, you want to try to make a history roll when you hear him fumbling through the history
Add
of
plus
stone?
2 to this.
This is from the
16.
third dynasty. That
Okay, so in order to have this thing work, it must be a quartz that has come from the same quarry, basically the same stone as this particular stone. Both the one on the pedestal and the one hanging above you. Right now, the magic has faded over 10, centuries of complete neglect. And before that, almost an era has passed since it was used. But it has a chance of 50% working as long as you envision both the recipient and the destination on the far side.
Okay. Oh, cool. Any way we can get by it without triggering it? Or is it just in the middle of the room?
Imagine the room is circular, about 30 by 30 feet, enough that two Cyclopses could walk around on either side of it.
Oh, okay. That's pretty decent.
There's a pedestal, a silver pedestal with a hunk of rock on it, and the rock is kind of teardrop shaped with a point going and pointing towards a gigantic piece of rose quartz hanging from the ceiling that's pointing down towards the pedestal.
We'll probably look into this later. But anything worth noting other than that in here?
There are the two Cyclops statues.
Oh,
one of them looks over the fort, and the other one looks over the bay.
Any magic on them?
They do not appear to be magical.
Okay. So, we'll research this later on a later date.
Okay.
I look towards Marcus like knowledge.
There's literally nothing else you can research. Marcus knows everything there is to know about this mechanism.
Okay.
Other than trying to find some of the other stones.
Well, we need to figure out where the
that was what the history was for. Was like how does this work and like where are they located? And
I have the best wife in the world. She read my mind.
Coffee
and
red velvet cake.
Nice.
Was it cake? Holy
red
shit.
velvet cake, yeah.
And delivery cake. Listen,
It's my favorite.
I've paid
Anaconda?
people to do delivery sushi, but I've never had delivery cake. That's some next level shit.
It is. I would love to have some cake.
When you're in Williamsburg, grab some of that delivery sushi.
Well, she made the cake. She just
Of course,
brought it into
I'm
me
just
while
saying.
sitting here on my butt.
I just want to keep talking about delivery sushi because it's so good.
Delivery sushi.
The concept is amazing.
Anyway,
Keeps coming
I
around.
guess there's no more up, so I guess we're going back
Okay,
downstairs.
back down. Yep.
Can I have, since they're going to do it anyway, can I have aces and...
Okay.
Yeah, good. All right.
Christian.
So you're coming down the staircase. You spot the obvious secret door Using any sense of geolocation, you know it would lead to the secret treasure hoard you were in before, where you spoke with the captain, Ikendi Utangu. Inside this cellar, you find it is filled with collapsed rubble, spilling from the east and northwest walls. Dozens of pale quartz crystals lie scattered among the rocks, and several more decorate the perimeter of the room. A single carved column supports the 20-foot-high ceiling overhead. This column is also a keystone. Does anyone have knowledge engineering?
I do.
Okay, can you roll that real quick?
Okay, engineering, I had +2. 26.
Yeah, if this pillar sustains a certain amount of damage, it will cause the tower to collapse, but more importantly, the tower collapsing will cause the entire southwest wall
to go
down with it.
Oh.
Good thing that pillars doesn't look like it's stable.
It appears currently stable.
Okay.
Seems like a design flaw.
Yeah,
Says
your
the
engineering
dwarf.
isn't high enough to understand why they did this, but it's
Probably
there.
something down here that they didn't want to escape. It's like, last resort, we can't hold it back. Bong! Remember me. Tell my wife I said hey.
What the heck is outside?
So,
Nothing. Okay.
There's
All
nothing
right.
to see or hear, right?
So nowhere to go. Remember that illusionary rubble? We want to check and see if that rubble piles are real rubble piles or fake ones like the ones in the other building.
Oh, the ones that were made but fake to be.
Yeah, made to look like. Yeah.
Those are cave-in.
Okay.
I'll check.
With a few minutes of work in your dwarvish senses, you realize the southwest rubble pile is quite real, and is simply foundations breaking of the watchtower. The eastern pile, while also real, leads somewhere. There used to be a secret tunnel here, but now the secret tunnel's collapsed. It would take a week of skilled work from someone with stone masonry, engineering, or the stone cutting ability. However, done improperly and without care, you would risk further cave-in. Core rulebook, page 415.
Okay. So we'll make a note to revisit that later on. I wonder where it goes. Guys, that's it. And we still haven't resolved our haunting issue. So do we want to go through the treasure room and talk to, what's his face? Captain, who's it?
Kende Otangu.
Yep.
Bless you.
Wow. Haters.
Not really hating.
Yeah, because
I mean, if you say something to the rest of your group, like, should we go speak to Bikendi Otangu? You hear him like, so you wish to speak with me, Captain? I'm right here.
Yeah.
You don't actually see him; you just hear his voice.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to refresh my memory what our agreement was with him. We were supposed to bring him the stone that the Cyclopses...
Bring him the stone. He would use it to transfer himself to the plane of dreams and live forever in perfect harmony and happiness by creating his own demiplane.
And him leaving would fix the haunt, right?
Yep,
And
it would rescind the haunt. And more importantly, he also promised you the location of his secret treasure vault.
Huh.
That the secret treasure vault inside the castle was simply a decoy for his real treasure vault.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like we may have to break our deal with the Cyclops because I don't... Oh, they did say that the power of a god... could we do a knowledge religion and try to figure out what level that would take to break the haunt? What sort of power level we're talking
18.
about?
I think you guys have already made that check, right? And nothing has changed since then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Okay. Well, then I guess I don't remember what the answer was. All right.
I mean, when someone says the power of God, they're usually talking about a miracle spell. Or
okay.
Or shall I say a wish spell?
That we freed a lady. A very sexy lady.
Who's that lady?
Who's that
Well,
lady?
I think that's it, y'all. We've covered all the ground here. We've done all the buildings. We've done all the levels. I don't think there's anything else to do inside except try to resolve the haunt. And it sounds like our options are super slim.
The Lens of Revelation, is that the artifact that the
Yes.
Cyclopses have?
You've come to the
Right.
realization that the Lens of Revelation and the Immortal Dreamstone are both the same object.
Right.
They're just being called different names.
And the Cyclops.
To recap, the
easy
Lens of
to-
Revelation was once controlled by the Cyclops Nation and laid dormant. Vikendi and his pirates rushed in there and took it, and he experimented on it to turn it into a hag's hearthstone to put his soul essence inside so that he could send himself to another plane while still alive. There have been a number of setbacks for him, like the fact that his soul
He
is in
died.
half. Part of it is inside the stone, but because he anchored his essence in this fort, he can't leave. And so he's now haunting the place as a ghost, haunting the place as an actual haunt, and he's in the stone.
Sounds like
So
last
it really,
season of Yu-Gi-Oh.
it really does sound like
Beans, we
we're-
released our Wish Fairy in the well.
Yeah.
I think our only option is to go resolve our contract with the
we're gonna have to go back and talk
Cyclopses.
to the Cyclops.
Yeah, so
I'm
while you're
afraid
talking about that, Vikendi is just like, it's good. Yes, whatever deal you've made with the Cyclopses, you should go back and deal with them. Because if you were to try to deal with me, you wouldn't stand a ghost of a chance.
Hey, wait a minute, you're a ghost, right?
Yes.
You could possess bodies, right?
So he kind of... you hear him sighing, and I think you get like a mental image of somebody like sighing in your mind and like shoulders down. He's like, yes, I can possess bodies. However, they cannot move more than 1 mile from the fort or I disappear from them.
Okay, I thought it might have been a hack. We could hack the system with a...
Yeah, he's like, I appreciate your commitment to arcane knowledge as a fellow arcanist, but no, we cannot hack the system.
Next time.
Shoot. I hate going back on a deal, but this, and let's go somewhere else and talk, because I really don't want him listening to us. So we'll leave.
So,
Back to
yeah,
the ship.
like, as you're leaving, he just like he takes corporeal form and just follows behind you, and he's just like, wait, come back here. We should discuss it. Like you're leaving the fort, he's like, wait, and then like he hits the mile limit. He's just like, come back here. I demand this instant that you return to the fort.
For what? You want us to kill the people, don't you?
Why would you attempt to hide your plan from me? You could only
'Cause
be
you're
attempting
annoying.
to betray me.
Because you're
We're not-
annoying.
I want your spell book. How would I betray you if I want your spell book?
Yeah, like you're still walking away and you can barely hear him. He's like, come back.
We'll be back later.
We'll be back. All right, so
The camera stays on him as he floats back to the fort. And like some really sad, slow piano music starts playing, and he's just, I'm so alone. I'm a ghost. No friends. No fellows. Hunted for day after day. And now not even the predators to find me. Sad piano music keeps playing, and then a violin cuts in.
You see me
That's
like
not
2 miles
sad.
out.
That's the
You see me,
opposite
like-
of sad.
You see me
It's
like 2
sad to
miles
me.
out. You see me 2 miles out. Like, stop being a drama queen.
you're dead. Get over it.
All right, where are you
Yeah.
guys going to play in the plane?
Back to the ship.
I guess we'll go to the ship.
Okay.
A lot of options. I'm totally at a loss. Other than reneging on our deal with the Cyclops, I don't think we have any options. We don't have anywhere else to go.
Yeah.
Admiral, I'm perfectly fine with us reneging on the deal. I'd prefer we killed those Cyclops to begin with.
Yeah, they took advantage
I
of
mean, they
us
did kill
until-
us once already.
Yeah,
fair is fair.
We didn't realize what the cost would be until we actually had a few moments to calculate it. And then once we calculated it, it was like, no, this is not going to work.
Yep.
And I'm
It's too
pretty
much.
sure they can't eat that much food. I'm pretty sure. Maybe the big
That's
one.
a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Just
Maybe they
remember,
have
they're
maggots.
8 times larger than you are. and their leader was 8 times larger than a normal Cyclops. So, yeah.
What ifs?
Yeah. So while you're talking, I think that if you'll remember this fellow, he now has a scar over one eye and like a pirate patch there, but it's Adion, the crewman who has kind of been acting as the go-between between the regular crew and the officers so far, and he's just like, Captain, I heard you talking just a moment ago. Did you say that we'd be going back on your word? We aren't going to honor deals anymore.
Well,
Here's the
that's
the
problem.
not that that's a problem, sir. As pirates, we're used to that kind of thing, but you have a reputation.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, here's the problem.
Unfortunately,
I
we
bring
made a
down-
deal without all the facts, and the Cyclops weren't
You
exactly.
see me like bring the
forthcoming.
information, like I got notes of like this is the and I'm doing the math. Like we can't do that whatsoever. Even if we tried, we couldn't. There's no way.
The problem is the deal that we made is unsupportable in any fashion. So we really, they didn't
They didn't take our feelings into consideration.
didn't think that they dealt with us fairly because their request was unreasonable and we didn't realize how difficult it was. So, or how unreasonable it was. So, as much as I hate the thought, not necessarily going back on the deal, but we're going to have to at least renegotiate something.
Yes.
Because it is not supportable
Obviously,
at present.
we need to have our first crossover between APGamingREAL and the USA Network, and just hire the lawyers from Suits in bad faith negotiation on contract.
I love Suits.
I go up and down on Suits. Sometimes I'm worried it's a little too
Yeah, I
sexist,
mean
and then
it's
it comes
cheesy
back.
as hell, but
Yeah.
for like a male-female show to watch, it's great.
So, what do you think, guys? What are we going to do? I mean, you know by now that I hate to break a deal, and
I think
Scourge
they
would probably be a lot
definitely
more
took
lawful
advantage
than
of
you.
us.
Like we tried to be nice, and they slapped us in the face.
Well, let's go look and
deal
see how
made
many
under
Triceratops.
duress. A deal
Sorry?
made under duress and without all the information being given is no deal at all.
Deal made under duress.
Yeah, they were the ones under duress, not us. They were looking at total annihilation.
A detail, one that is not relevant.
So let's make one attempt to go try and figure out how many Triceratops there really are, and if there's any way. I mean, what they say? How many a day?
They need
12?
a dozen a month.
A dozen.
A dozen.
A dozen
Yeah.
Triceratops a month. They can't breed or reproduce that fast. I mean, that'd be the whole island completely full of Triceratops. So let's see how many are up there, and see if we can find eggs, and maybe we can figure out how long it takes to hatch and raise the Triceratops to a size
There
that
were
they'll be.
3.
Yeah.
Well, we saw 3.
Dun,
didn't
I
do
wanna
any-
be the very best. See, in my mind, you guys are talking, but what I'm seeing is Scourge putting on the red baseball cap backwards, and everybody in Pokemon outfits just like, we gotta catch him. All right, I'm done. Go ahead.
I think
Arthur.
I think the honest answer is who has Charm Monster? Because I don't.
Marcus.
Wow,
Nope.
Zircon 5 with the life finds a way. Yeah, you gotta. Obviously, you need to start a Jurassic Park situation here.
So we got one guy with Charm Monster, nobody else, right?
No, I don't even know he has it. He's the strongest caster right now.
I don't have Charm Monster.
Okay. So our resources say we overpromise and we can underdeliver. So that's where we're
Here
at.
comes contract negotiations.
Yep. Well, let's at least go see how many Triceratops there are. I mean, if there
Sure.
are more than the 3, if there's a real population here, we might manage something. If nothing else, tell them, hey, there's a field full. Go get your 12. We're not going to haul them here for you.
Actually,
Something.
that was part of the deal, was that they weren't going to leave there.
They weren't going
Their
to have to go hunt.
sanctuary, as long
Oh,
as you didn't
okay.
come in there. It wasn't that they didn't want to hunt; it's that they didn't want to leave their ancestral,
Yeah.
fortress.
Okay, so can we make a quick scouting run and figure out how many economy-sized dinosaurs there
how
are
are
over
you
there?
doing this? I mean, are you just like walking around?
Survival.
Okay, so you're gonna like track them?
Sure.
Yeah.
Is anyone skilled at Triceratop fumits?
No.
Okay. Just want to see if I can get anyone to say yes to that. What are fumits, you ask? That is the art of licking poop and using it to determine the direction of
That's a thing.
Yeah, hunting
is the
monsters.
thing.
That's definitely a thing that you use in hunting is examining feces and determining range and location.
How
And
long it's
lifestyle.
been there? How healthy?
Yeah, but not actually licking it.
It is often done, friend.
Why not? You can't tell by the warmness of the poo. It's like in how dry it is, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's not a thing in
It's-
Pathfinder Zercon 5. That's a thing.
That's a thing in real life.
That's
Yeah.
a-
No, I'm talking
yeah,
about. I'm not
Fumiting
Zercon
is a
5.
real thing.
No, in chat.
in chat. Yeah,
Oh.
text chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I've been taught to go stick my finger in it when you're out in the woods, figure out how long it's been there.
Yeah. There's a lot you can tell from feces. I mean,
Yeah,
we should
you
probably
can
stop
tell
talking about
You
it.
can tell
I
what
just
they're
wanted to see
eating,
if I
where
could
they're eating, all that kind of stuff. So
Get
yeah,
anyone to
No, I
admit
know
that
you
they
could
put
do all
their
that, but I
finger
didn't think you had to actually taste it. You can't just tell by the
there
smell
are
and like the
people who
texture.
will taste it and tell you all kind of stuff about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm all right here. Thanks. You go right ahead. I'm thrilled
You
that
don't have a
got skill.
chemistry set. You use the best chemistry set in the world. Your face. That was the
Yep.
matter.
Sure.
All right, so moving on.
Yeah, survival check. Who wants to do that one?
Survival check.
No, I had survival.
Can
Those
we at
days
least
are
have a
over.
costume change where there's like one guy with a musket and like an adventurous hat and like an orange tan outfit with collars and is like, yes, let's go do this. Buffins. Maybe Marcus is dressed up like a butler and he's surprisingly better at hunting than everyone else.
Well, I look like a witch doctor.
Well,
so,
you see here, they've been in the area for precisely 23 minutes, and we're moving east to west.
Well, I can
Quiet, Smithers.
assist.
They're obviously over there.
Well, I can assist, but someone else is gonna have to make the big roll. Does anybody else have survival?
Nope.
Surprisingly bad.
Really? So I'm it. What can we do to boost my rolls before I do this?
I can cheer you on with gusto.
Why, thank you.
I can cast guidance
Alright.
on you.
Oh,
Got an 8.
nothing. So we're gonna just have to wander around and try to count them.
Darn dinosaurs.
Yeah. I mean, after a while, a contingent from the ship shows up after a few hours. Yes, you got your Fallout survival guide.
Hey, that should count for a...
+2. Make it a 10.
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying.
I tried to do that in, what was it, Jade Regent? I tried to have it where books actually mattered for stuff and people get +2 in using them or they get to ask questions, but people use it like once and then...
Just forget about it. Yeah. Stuff
Some
like
characters
that's hard to remember.
still have their original books because looted
Never-
all the corpses of your old...
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
the contingent from the ship comes to get you and is just like, sir, you're looking in the complete wrong direction. We've been watching you from the ship. You're heading south instead of north.
I knew that. I was just seeing if you guys were paying attention.
So, Adeon is scratching at his new eye patch and is just like, sir, I have some experience hunting and tracking. I could look for the Triceratops myself if you'd like.
That'd be just marvelous. That would just make my day because I'm not out here stomping around in dinosaur poop. So yeah, that'd be great.
All right.
You're the man.
I told you, stepping in it wasn't good enough. You had to taste it.
You see me just roll my eyes like,
All right, so Adeon starts taking off like his ship's cloak and his shirt and cuffs up his pants and then hands it all to a waiting soldier and just starts like crawling through grass.
Okay.
And he looks ridiculous. He's just like, I'll be back in 1 hour.
Nice. Well, okay, you
so
enjoy that.
we're at the 4-hour mark, right?
I think it's 24, so...
If I'm not back in 1 hour, I'll be back later.
So, yeah, I mean, he leaves and he looks ridiculous, and I think you guys are, like, back on the ship having dinner. And he like, comes in covered in like, mud, and he's just like, there are 3 Triceratops on the island.
Oh, no.
Why?
Sir, permission to go get cleaned up.
Yeah, go wash. You smell. All right.
You see me cast prestidigitation on him to clean him up.
And I just look at him and said, I could have told you that.
We suspected it. All right, so back to the discussion. Are we just going to go back and talk to him and say, guys, this is unsupportable?
Yeah.
And unreasonable?
Yes.
Do we have any other way? Let's put our brains together. See, do we have any other way that we could come up with a reasonable amount of food for these guys to eat other than hauling in $5,000 worth of cattle a month?
Ooh, I know. Spoons are the little things that you just put their mouth in that makes grew. I don't think they'll like it, but it'll keep them
trying to
staying.
survive on 4,000 spoons of gruel a day.
Well, it instantly fills back up, so it's like you just sit
listen,
there and suck on it.
This is a fantasy setting, okay? When you don't have to worry about dosage size, when alchemical and magical potions affect Tyrannosaurus Rexes as equally well as a fairy,
yep,
then putting a spoon in someone's mouth to stay alive should not be that surprising.
Probably more effective on the Tyrannosaur because the fairy would get a
hangover,
better save, or possibly spell resistance.
Yep.
All right.
Admiral, I do know
Let's move on.
To
We're
lessen
dragging
the amount of food they need.
Well, we have to go back the next day because evening now, and we have to take care of somebody's condition.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There is one way we can lessen the amount of food they need. Thin their herd.
Lessen the number of Cyclops.
You've already basically eradicated their race.
They're probably more on the ground.
Which I'm perfectly fine with.
Cause remember, in Rise of Runelord, there's like giants get slain left and right, and it's like more in Shatterstar, more in this campaign. Let's make a whole campaign about giants.
In Pathfinder Society, there are a severely reduced number of giant enemies.
What are you talking about? If you played the Adventure Pass, there's a lot.
Yeah, but that's the Adventure Pass. The thing about Adventure Pass is they're assumed to be non-canon, except for Rise of the Runelords.
Right.
Shatterstar was awesome.
So, back to the question. How are we going to do this? Suggestions? I really would prefer not to just walk in and murder them.
Before we answer that question, I have a question for Craig and Rich. Is there any chance that next week we can have an a cappella group do Fallout 4 songs? I'm just saying, we could do a really good Uranium Fever as part of our intro.
Okay, now you didn't say good. You said can we do a cappella group, but then you turned around and said good. You were doing fine.
Uranium Fever, got that going on.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you were doing okay till you said a good rendition.
Get me some government land.
I don't care. We try it.
I will procure some whiskey. We should be fine.
I will drink heavily.
All right,
I will be ready.
Back to the matter at hand, solving problems of deforestation of the entire island. Deforestation of your coin purse.
All right. Do we have any way to move these guys? Do we have any way to come up with more food? Do we have any way to? I mean, what are?
I seriously doubt they're going to move. This is the last bastion of their empire. They wouldn't leave any more than you would be willing to give up your ship.
I didn't say ask them to move. To move them.
Well, if you're attempting to avoid eradicating them, that would be the wrong way to go about things, I think.
Well, if you're looking to move them, you could get a bard in there, play a particularly, good musical rock melody.
He died. Sweet Chairman.
Actually, you have one right here.
Oh yeah, forget you're a bard.
Yep. Well, that's what happens when you make an NPC the same as my guy, but...
You gotta do the Tenacious D thing, where you're just like, I've got the power to move you.
I've got the power to...
People came in my territory, it's like, I'm a wizard, let's bring a sorcerer. Let's run levels of rogue. And it's like, well, F me.
Listen, I heard about this guy that ran a campaign once with 12 dwarves and a hobbit thief. It was terrible.
Amazing. Yeah.
Took him
They couldn't take
forever.
down the big bad, and eventually the GM NPC had to use his MacGuffin weapon to take the thing out in one shot. Ridiculous campaign.
I know.
Yeah.
Can't believe people still talk about it to this day.
Yeah, it's legendary. Billions of dollars. So,
Shit.
who's going to lay down their cards first? Sammy?
I'm actually shuffling cards right now.
Yeah, Sammy or Laris?
She's like, let you take the lead, my lady.
I'm not trying to throw my foot down. I'm just asking you. Like
I
we're
don't know.
both like,
See the future.
Parisians, fortune tellers. We're like, shuffling cards and like, who wants their fortune told? Like, what do you want to happen here?
Okay, should we ask the gods for advice?
Also, side question, real quick. We do have a wyvern that we keep on the ship and pay it a certain amount of plunder all the time, right?
Yep.
Yeah, for the guy that's now dead.
You don't technically pay him. You pay the immortal empire of, I want to say
It's like
Jaehaerys, but that's not right. That's the one from
No, not that.
Dahak.
The Hawk.
The immortal empire of Dahak.
Perhaps when we go back, we should bring the dang thing with us?
Like he's gonna do something. He always wants something, but never. It's like, what do you get for me? What do you want? But what do you get for me? What do you want? What do you get for me?
Well, we've been paying it plunder for a good long while now, and it's done fuck all nothing. It's time it earned its keep.
Well, his job is. This is the thing.
That's like saying the tax collector has to do something other than collect taxes.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we got our car fixed, and then we crashed it again, and the car didn't come back this time, and we still have to pay notes on that car. And that's the metaphor I'm using. Car notes.
Okay.
That's how that goes down.
He's not there for your entertainment.
I feed him like cows like every so often when I'm in port just to make sure he doesn't destroy the ship. It's like, please don't destroy the ship.
Very expensive cows.
Yes, very expensive cow, which I regret that I keep now because we have to pay cows.
See, it's not just paying in cows. We also have to pay to transport those cows to the island.
Yep.
That's not even your biggest problem. It's definitely buying the cows. Transporting cows is not, if not surprisingly easy, it is surprisingly common.
We just all become farmers and forget being pirates.
Again, I really want to tell people to read the Horatio Hornblower books in chronological order, starting with Midshipman Hornblower, because they describe the process of running a cow ship. It is disgusting.
It is beyond disgusting.
Yeah. The only good news is that there's some place for everything to go.
Having worked with cows, yeah, no, nasty. That's why I work with computers.
Yes, I have been there as well.
All right, then I guess we will rest the evening, fix the cure poison. Who can do that? Somebody can do that?
Okay. When we get to that time, Sammy asks to come to her chambers, and she prays for you. You think it's going to be something awesome, but it's like, all right, I'm about to hang out with this tiefling chick, and it's like, you're just taking in insets, absorbing the energy of the flow. And also, she gives you, trying to figure out what's the name of this.
I saw Rich looking around a bunch at his monitor right before you dropped. I'm wondering if something exploded.
Does
in Cyclops thighs, huh? You're gonna beat them to death with their own limbs. Well, yeah, I mean, you're gonna heal him of his poison, right? So, what's next?
Yeah, I need him to make saves. That's the thing.
Ah.
It's like, let's go make some saves. Drop. Darn it. Because I have a few antitoxins, but I was going to do the nights of like spending a night with you to give another +4 because I'm pretty sure his fortitude sucks.
All right. So after he does or doesn't make the saves, what's the next step?
There he is.
Yep, there.
Come back the next morning. We go out and negotiate the deal.
Yep, we're gonna go back and talk to the Cyclops.
Sorry, guys. My internet decided to drop for a few seconds there.
No worries. Make your roll, man. Make your time.
What am I rolling for? I missed that.
You get overnight care. She takes a 10. Let's do this. And you get +4 from that. And you get like another +5 from the antitoxin that we chugged down your throat during the minute hour. So that's +9.
Okay, so I'm guessing I'm rolling for my
Fort
save.
Yeah, you see her like ready to cast the restoration for when you flub it up. Like, I'm ready.
Okay, so I get my own bonuses on top of that as well, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
No, you have to fight the poison within your body with a spoon. All right, you're good.
Brush.
Okay. You see, it's like everybody's like looking at him. Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna? We all like looking closer, and we like get close to his face. Oh, he'll be fine.
Does anybody still have stat damage?
Maybe just to mess with everyone, I like feign dying for a few seconds.
Make a bluff check.
And then just,
You're
Does anybody
actually
else
good
have
at that.
stat damage? I'm currently -3 con. Who's
Oh yeah, I
I
can
am
pop a restoration on you.
I'm still at -1 con.
You can sleep that off. Here you go, Captain. 2. You can sleep the rest off.
okay? I just did. If anybody else was worse off, I wanted them to get the spell, but
Well, I fixed his.
okay.
But
All right.
I wanted to make sure that he doesn't, bleh, afterwards.
Yep. All right.
Okay, let me reset all my spells and stuff for today. I get you back. I get you back. I get you back. I get 2 of yous back.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Okay, time to crystal ball this shit's neck.
Head towards the.
Okay.
Willis says hi.
And Dom, you said you were having Aces use a crystal ball to do what exactly?
No, Sam looks in the future. The what's the name of that level 2 spell? Augurate.
Augury.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
she could do it twice a week for free without paying the cost for it.
Okay, so I believe that has a chance here. What's your caster level?
For divine spells, it is a 10.
Okay, so you have an 80% chance. I roll it randomly. What's the question?
How many questions do I get? Let me see.
I think it's just one, right? You can tell whether a particular action will bring good or bad results for you. Okay, what is the action that you were contemplating?
Renegotiating the agreements with the Cyclops.
Wheel and woe.
As you see her bring down her tarot card and her crystal blows floating with like you see a bee in the middle of it, like buzzing around. It's like bzzz.
It's
In
too
my
bad.
mind, it did the R2D2. It did the blue and red flashes to indicate mixed emotions.
It's too bad I can't like assist with that.
You could make a check yourself. That is,
Sure.
if you trust the power of Sammy's foretellings. Is she powerful enough to foretell the future, or lucky enough? Her connection to her god strong enough?
We're both Verisian. I don't know if like we're both cool. So I want low and not high for the success, because I can also do the augury spell. So I'm assisting with her divination. So low is good.
Yay. Yes. Oh, should I roll or?
I'm
Pretty-
unsure what just happened here.
Oh, I was just basically because Dom and I didn't realize we were making the same character.
Okay.
I was doing.
Well,
a
you did the
similar-
bard version. I did the cleric version.
What's
that's
the bard version?
I mean, we made a similar character, harrowing, with the harrower deck. We're basically just doing an augury spell.
All right, I think I actually roll augury for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
that's what I was
because you're
like.
not supposed
So-
to know the result.
All I was doing trying to assist the spiritualness
Energy.
of it.
The result does not change. It is still both weal and woe.
Which is kind of what we sort of expect.
Okay, we tried. Well then.
Don't any of you have more powerful divination spells than that? I'm a little surprised if you didn't.
I'm looking through my list. It's like, so many. I have locate object ready if you want to try to figure out where this item is. Locate item. You can
Oh,
just-
to find the gem? Yeah, we
Yeah.
will do that later.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I guess we will press on and head towards the Cyclops buildings.
Yeah, first your wisdom isn't high enough yet. You need
Mhm.
one more level to get another bonus spell, which would have been a divination spell. But I kind of want to leave that slot open just in case we have to fix somebody. That's the thing.
Yeah. Always a good call.
That's why I can't wait till next level. If I could put another ring band on our second tank, the Bard. Or Laris. Okay, we're moving forward to the fort.
Okay, you're there.
Do we have
Wait,
an intro?
the fort? Do you mean the
I mean, not the
Cyclops?
Cyclops
The
fort.
Cyclops ruins.
Cyclops fort.
Runes.
Well, you say fort, but it's technically a holy shrine.
Holy Shrine.
Not for long.
Your killing all of them doesn't make it any less of a iconic masterpiece of Cyclops engineering. Just makes you a dick.
And it makes it mine.
I'm strangely comfortable
Did
with
you
this
just say
idea.
it makes it mine?
Yeah.
Dwarf powering over giants. It must be a Tuesday.
Yeah, so you approach the ruins, and there's a single Cyclops like sitting by the trees that quickly stands up when it sees you approaching and begins talking in Cyclops, and it's like, "You don't approach any further. Our deal still stands."
Well, that's kind of what we're here to talk about.
Was that the opening for I am altering the deal?
Yeah,
I was going to wait for the boss to say that.
You want to talk about? So he's like, "We don't talk about deal. You bring food. Agreement was made."
Yeah, I'm going to have to alter the deal. It is unsustainable. We cannot possibly supply the amount of meat that you are requesting. It's just not feasible.
So he kind of looks like around and is just like, "I don't understand."
It's this many cows. You want this many cows.
Yes, we need many cows.
Yes.
We only have
and
this many cow.
We can't get that many cows. They're
cows.
not available. We can't get them here. It's not possible.
You can provide other than cows. I have heard of your chickang.
You see me like looking,
I don't
like
think
bring
you
out a
would taste
notebook and start like trying to map out how many chickens would take.
Yeah, we thousands of chickens. Yeah, how exactly did you guys manage to eat before we got here? Is that why there are only 3 Triceratops left on the island?
So he looks a little confused at you and says something like, "We had many Triceratops once."
Not anymore. There's 3.
Yes, that is a problem. We
Yes.
need at least 4 times that many
Yes.
this month.
Needs to
Wait a
be at
minute.
least 4 times that big.
How many were there before? 5 Cyclopses?
Oh,
There
we
were
killed
5
more
in the
than that.
room we discussed with them, but we killed
There
7
were
or
5.
8.
You killed way more than 7 or 8.
Oh, okay.
Well,
anyway, a bunch. Oh, that's right. We killed 5 in the first fight. 6 in the first fight.
11. I count 16.
Holy crap.
It was like a CR20 or something.
Yeah.
Let them burn.
This doesn't even add up. You guys would have starved to death next week.
So he's. It's quickly clear that he is not up enough.
Not the thinker in the bunch?
Yeah, he's not the thinker. He's not up enough on material economics and home cookery. What do they used to call it? Home rec? They call it something else now.
Home ec.
Home ec, right.
Yeah.
He's not the home economist
Type
in the book.
Bring out your boss. So we got to talk. We'll wait here.
So he's
Promise.
like, no, you will wait here.
Yes, we will wait here.
Yes.
For your boss.
Okay.
As
we'll
you
wait
wish.
here.
You don't tell me what to do. And he like pulls out his war horn and starts blowing it.
Thank you for doing what we told you to do.
I did tell you what to do, and you did it. So, see, there it goes.
So, someone in chat, Craig, if you had a couple minutes, was asking where you started your career in D&D. Like, how long you've been playing? If you wanted to throw him something.
Scourges. You mean Craig, the guy playing Scourge, where I started?
Particularly. I mean,
do we want to take a minor segue here while we talk about it?
Sure.
Okay. I started. Well, I've played games since I was tall enough to see over the edge of the table. My parents used to stay up all night. We would get up in the morning when we were at the camp on the weekends, and my parents would still be at the table playing cards. So I've been doing games since I literally was old enough to walk. And in 1980, I was in tech school in the Air Force after basic training, and I walked in a room, and there were 3 of my friends sitting around with a bunch of books and dice and pens and talking. And I was like, what in the holy heck are you doing? And they told me about it, and I watched, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird, but it sounds fun. I didn't get in a group then, but when I made it to my first base, several months later, I walked by one of the day rooms, and there's 7 or 8 guys, and they're all books and dice and stuff everywhere, and they're laughing and hollering and having a grand old time. And I sat down and, believe it or not, rolled up a dwarf fighter as my very first character, and proceeded to miss all night at everything I did. And we played from Friday after work until Sunday night when everybody had to go to bed to go to work the next day. We played the entire weekend in rotating shifts. Somebody would fall asleep on the sofa for a couple hours, and we'd take turns keeping the game going. But we literally played for an entire weekend. And from there, I played just about everything you can imagine. GURPS, Warhammer Fantasy, D&D, Bunnies and Burrows, good gosh, everything you can imagine.
I've not heard that one in a while.
You never heard of Bunnies and Burrows?
I'll get time. Hey, man, I didn't know what Wizard was until you started telling me about this.
Yeah, I've actually got Wizards, the RPG over here. I got ElfQuest, the RPG. I've got, I don't know how long the cable my camera is. If you look at the shelf behind me, I don't know how much you can see. The entire your left-hand side of that shelf, all 4 cubbies is completely full of RPGs.
Excellent.
So, just about everything you can imagine. So yes, and thank you for the question. That was very cool.
So while Scourge sits down and talks to the rest of the group about his fascination with bunkers and badasses, the official role-playing game.
Yeah, I like to put out there. I do have my pre-buffs up.
You what?
I do have my pre-buffs to lifelinks and stuff.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Just in case things go south.
And eventually the leader, Shaiji, comes out and is just like, "You are back, Scourge."
Yes, I wanted to talk to you and see if we could work something out. Your request for
we have talked. We have worked something out.
Guys really aren't good at listening. We can.
So he's just like, yes, I am great at listening. You are terrible at hearing.
Yeah. Okay. In any case, there's not enough cattle in the country to supply you, and we don't have enough ships to ship cattle. If they ran nonstop all day, every day, and spent every penny we own, we cannot supply that number of cattle. And there are 3 Triceratops left on the island.
Yeah,
Our deal
so
is not sustainable.
he kind of like grips his weapon quite tightly, and you can hear the like cracking noises as his hand settles around it. And it's like, you're saying that you are unable to uphold your end of this deal, and that you made that deal knowing that you would be unable to do it.
No, we didn't know we would be unable to do it because we didn't realize what you were asking for, or that it was completely impossible. You gave us a deal that is not. It's not possible to do. It doesn't feel as though this was done well, and that is, of course, a failure on my part. But we're here to see what other options we have and what we can do, because we thought we'd talk first.
Fine. You will talk some more. Perhaps you will say something, and then you will tell me later that you cannot agree to it because it is not feasible.
Well, we'd like to find something that does work, as opposed to just having to have a big fight and murder everybody on one side or the other. Would not be that great. So we're trying to come up with something that is feasible. That's the whole reason we came back, instead of just starting a fight.
So he takes his weapon so that, the hilt is up and the blade end is down, and kind of hits the ground with it. And there's a minor earthquake as that happens. And he's like, you wanted to come back here and start a fight then? Is that what you're saying?
No, we came back to talk, to not fight.
Then
but
let's
if
talk.
you want to fight, we can fight. I'm all right with that.
He's just like, I do not want to fight.
That's what I thought.
We will talk.
So, how can we go about some sort of arrangement that will see your people fed, that does not involve me becoming a beggar and losing the island, my ships, my trade, my men, and everything that we're trying to build here? And you will starve to death on this island if we don't do something to help you, because there's not enough life here.
He just is like, why are you saying island? I don't understand what you're speaking of.
Walk around and look. This is a small island. Very small.
He's just
in the middle of the water.
Why would I leave here? This is our home.
There's no food here.
If you go on top of your tower and look, you're going to see ocean as far as you can see in every direction. You're in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of nowhere, about as far as you can get from civilization and still be on this planet.
How long have
I
you
asked
been
him,
away?
how long
to be
have
clear-
you been underground?
To be clear, that tower thing would work in every direction except the southeast, which is
all land.
No, there's a gigantic mountain in between the
Yeah.
watchtower
Okay.
and
Okay.
yeah. So he's just like, there may be some truth in what you say. I do not. I don't. Yeah, I know how I want to say this, but I don't want to be like, we don't have much knowledge of fluid mechanics, but the fact that there is water to the north indicates that there must be an equal water level everywhere. I think instead he says something like, there may be some truth in what you say. We have seen signs of this island that you speak of.
Can I ask permission to cast a spell to show him exactly where you're at? Because I have a map and I can make it big. And yeah, you see me bring out the scroll to make a minor illusion, and you see me like make the arrow. This is you. This is the rest of the world.
So yeah, like you. Oh, are you doing like a
projection?
Yeah, but you're showing him like the entire island.
Like I have a picture of the map.
Yeah.
Shackles.
Yep.
And I'm showing this is where your island. I have this other map of the actual island, and this is where you are on the map. All this water.
So he says, it has been 4 generations since my people have emerged from the vault of Orb, but there are tales of things that swim under the water there that one can eat. Are there not giant fish in the waters of this island?
I would suppose that there are, yes.
Could you not catch giant fish and bring them to us?
Could you
That-
not catch giant fish yourselves?
I
He's looking
teach
at
a
you.
man to fish, right? Teach a
He's
Cyclops
He's
to
just
fish.
like, I have no wish to leave our location. You have said that you claim this island for yourself, that it is your dominion last time you were here. We
Yeah,
have
we're
no
trying.
want to travel to the shores of what was once our land.
Okay, so excuse us a moment. Let's discuss this. So we'll step back a little bit in
lot.
knowledge checks.
He's just
Yeah.
like, it would be quicker if I were just to walk away. He just stands up. So each of his strides is like dozens of feet, and he's
Yeah.
just like, dum, dum, dum.
So feasibility knowledge checks. Can we set up a fishing operation big enough to do this? Is it even feasible? Because that would be a whole ton easier than trying to haul cattle from every corner of
Just
the
immediately what jumps out at you is that if you had a druid, it would be a hell of a lot.
Also,
We
Admiral,
know a
that does
druid
not.
who said he would be willing to
That
help
is
in
not.
some. Sorry, go
That
ahead.
still
You know
doesn't.
multiple druids.
That still doesn't solve our immediate problem. We need the stone.
Well, we'll come to that. This is a two-phased operation.
Yeah, remember, we
Marcus
made
is like,
two-
wait, we have something very important that we should be getting. The stone. And you're like, but wait, fish is before loaves.
I like to say we made two deals. First to get the stone for that guy, then we made a deal to feed this guy. It's like
Yeah. Well,
no matter what, we're reneging on somebody's deal.
Well, the Ghost who is trying for the all-powerful, whatever, I'm less worried about, but we still have to get rid of the haunt. And we have no way of getting rid of the haunt without the stone unless someone can conjure up something that does a wish for us, and I don't see that happening. How much would a wish cost?
The druid you're talking about, I'm assuming you're not talking about Master of the Gales.
No, heck
You're
no.
talking about the druid that you had on your ship. I actually didn't write his name down, but he was pretty cool.
I thought we had met
The snake
another
shaman.
druid.
Snake druid?
Snake shaman.
Anyway,
I used to
okay.
be a
What was
druid,
his
so
name?
you know.
I can hire a druid for a whole heck of a lot less than we can ship cattle out here. So that's a much more palatable deal. All right. Now the stone. How in the holy heck are we going to get the stone away from them? That part I don't even begin to.
Fathom.
Well, judging from the previous conversation we had, our only option is to either steal it from them or kill them and take it.
Yeah, I'm all about stealing. We could do some stealing.
Unless they would be willing to loan us the stone under the condition of accepting this deal.
We could see if he could take the stone with him and try to get rid of the ghost. Then he can just have the stone back. We don't need it. The ghost can't keep it.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, what happens if he breaks the stone?
Find out.
So to be
Probably
clear,
bad
you've
things.
probably been told a couple of different times that this is an artifact. So
Yeah.
breaking it is nearly impossible.
Right.
And if
So,
it
yeah,
were to
we
be
could-
broken, I'd imagine a lot of bad stuff would happen.
Probably almost nothing would happen. I mean, when it gets broke, most of the legendary items don't explode when they die.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
So we could.
They did threaten you with death if you were to ever get near the stone, though. That was part of the reason that they.
Yeah.
were
No.
like, "We're gonna
No. I don't want
negotiate."
it. I don't want to touch it. But if we tell him this is infected with the soul of a human, and
I
the
think you
only way
already
to
did
get it
tell them
out.
that.
We didn't
You
tell him
told-
that part.
No, we didn't.
Did you not
Nope.
tell them that?
No.
Told
We
him,
didn't
like,
tell him anything
okay.
we
about
were
it.
what we looking
All
for.
right.
Yeah. But yeah, if we tell him there's actually a soul of the human infecting his precious stone, it might give him some incentive to get the guy and shake him out of it. He could carry it, bring his troops, whatever he wants to do. I don't care. Just give us a chance to get rid of this idiot. That's a good way to pitch it. We'll try that.
Are you waving your giant friend back over?
Is everybody any other talking heads, or is that good enough for everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
It's basically
Yeah.
either that or we slaughter them.
Yeah, and I'm really trying hard to avoid that. It's not the
Trying
end
to
of the
be nice.
world, but
We're trying to show the softer side of Scourge.
The softer side of Scourge.
Like he's an admiral now. We have to
Cats.
spin him as a nice person.
Chat's like, poison them. Just poison them. All right. Yeah. Okay. We'll wave him back over, and we'll say, this we can do. And we'll be happy to uphold our side of that.
He begins
As long as you're willing to live on fish.
stomping over with a grim expression on his face.
Can we do the math for this first? How much fish?
I mean, all we're doing is hiring a druid to live on the island, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you
That's
hired
what we
them to
thought.
live on the island, they could undoubtedly just like incite the fish to
Jump on the shore. Yeah.
well,
Jump into
I mean,
the
not
boat.
jump on the shore, but probably to mate at a faster rating, to eat a lot, to get fat, and then like put themselves in a position to continue the cycle of life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Just fish rookery.
A fish shaman. That's what we need.
Fish shaman, yeah. Oh, I can just see this guy. He just annoy the crap out of everybody. Oh, well, you're fishing. All right. Yeah. Okay. I think we're in good shape. The fish is an exceptional idea, and I think we can pull that off without a severe amount of stress on anybody's part, as long as you're willing to live on fish. So
not just fish, but like farm raised fish.
Farm
Not wild
raised,
caught,
yeah.
but farm raised.
I like
It's
my
healthier.
Your idea of farm raised and a druid's idea of farm raised are way different.
What's in a name, right?
So
They sell it to us at the grocery store every day.
Shaiji comes over and is stomping over with a dark look on his face and a strong grip on his axe, and that's when the screen goes black and we go to break.
No.
Not as good of a cliffhanger as it could have been, but you know, I'm trying.
Yeah.
You can't have awesome negotiation scenes. Look at Star Wars. They're like, yeah, let's start with a diplomatic envoy. Lightsabers!
Another horse shaman. No.
Amazing.
Just
Plunder and Peril Horse Shaman was the best.
Plunder and Peril horse shaman.
All right, so we'll be back in like 10 minutes or something.
All right.
Enjoy the music.
Right.